Let's look at what we discussed and what we've been discussing. You've been a big proponent of Policybazaar. I mean, when the world was looking this way, you were buying into Policybazaar or PB Fintech. Where is that business headed? Looking at the fact that the company is growing, insurance sector, the worst is behind us, and they're committed to generate profit in about 18 months from now.
So, Nikunj, I still believe that PB Fintech and Policybazaar continues to be a very, very strong technology-driven franchise. It's almost become synonymous with the category. They continue to make huge amount of investments in their brand and creating the awareness for insurance. Despite the double-digit growth which the insurance space has witnessed over the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I still believe that insurance penetration in India is still a fraction of what it is globally and what it is in developed markets. And so clearly for the next 10, 20 years, insurance as a space has the ability to grow in double digits. Within that, the share of online is been growing rapidly. And despite the 30-40% growth rate, which the online space has been registering, still its share in the overall insurance pie still continues to be in low single digits and still continues to be a lot less versus what it is in markets like the United States and China. And this gives a business like PB Fintech and Policybazaar and the entire online insurance as a category to continue to grow in high double digits for maybe the next 5, 10, 15 years. What makes this business even more special versus the rest of the online and e-commerce businesses that every day you don't have to nudge your customer to keep buying. Versus that here you have a customer, he buys a policy, he pays the premium and you earn your revenues. And these revenues keep piling up over a period of time and they create a stream of annuities. This I clearly believe continues to be an exceptional opportunity, rare to see businesses like this. Of course, there are risks coming in from the regulatories. There can be risks coming in from regulatory side. There can be risks coming in from competition, from disruption. Yes, these are some of the risks which are there for any business today. But nevertheless, net of these kind of risks, I still think on a risk-adjusted basis, PB Fintech and Policybazaar continues to be an excellent capital-efficient growth opportunity.
PSU stocks which you've been wanting to buy and you're getting that great entry point after the recent bout of correction?
So Nikunj, yes, there are several businesses across technology, consumer, I think even in the capex side. So for example, the capex side, we've seen a sharp correction in say the stock price of Bharat Earth Movers. It's corrected quite meaningfully and we've just started to own Bharat Earth Movers, and clearly it's in the right spaces of railway, defense, mining equipment. A bit of the restructuring is behind us in terms of the land holdings being hived off. It's probably fallen from those highs of 4,000, 4,200 to 2,800. I think it has created a meaningful entry opportunity out there. The other is essentially a more ER&D oriented business, which is Saskin, which we've been owning, and I think it's corrected from about that 1,800 odd levels to 1,400, 1,500 zone. It still continues to be reasonably priced or underpriced from a valuation point of view. The company is kind of got in a new management or a new CEO a year back. It looks like that there are early signs that the business is poised for strong growth over the medium to long term. So that again, I think is a good place to be in, and I think it's poised for some good times.
Interesting. Now you're talking, right? We have enough stocks to talk about. But Nilesh, other than that, a large part of your portfolio is also tilted towards consumption, and these are themes that we've talked about many often as well. Still convinced about that theme? Still invested in those names?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, within consumption, the whole premiumization opportunity continues to play out really well. And we own several companies, a couple of companies in the alcoholic beverages space, where these individual companies are riding on premiumization and the increasing penetration and the increasing acceptance or social acceptance of these products. So that's a space we continue to be very constructive about. Hospitality is where I think the average Indian consumer wants to essentially allocate good amount of time and their consumption wallets. towards the leisure side. So hospitality continues to be, again, a very exciting opportunity that we are positive about. And the third area is, of course, luxury items and the luxury space. So a whole bunch of consumer businesses driven by both premiumization and the shift towards luxury products is, I think, a good, and we are playing a basket kind of a opportunity here in that entire space.